Welcome to World of Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. In the heart of every coin lies a story, and among the vast ocean of American cents, the 1967 Lincoln 1-cent penny stands as a quiet legend, an unassuming copper coin that holds within it a tale of change, history, and hidden fortune. This little piece of metal, often passed hand to hand without a second thought, today has collectors and coin enthusiasts talking all around the world. Because what might look like just another penny in your drawer could, under the right conditions, be worth an incredible fortune. The year 1967 was a time of great transition for the United States Mint. The country was recovering from a massive coin shortage that had gripped the early 1960s. Silver had disappeared from circulation, and the mint was desperately trying to keep coins flowing through the economy. It was during this critical time that the 1967 Lincoln penny was struck, a coin that would soon become an important marker in U.S. numismatic history. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, had already become an American icon. But in 1967, something special happened. The Mint, in an attempt to increase production and reduce costs, made several changes to the minting process that would result in unusual variations and striking differences between coins. And those small differences are exactly what makes some 1967 Lincoln pennies extremely valuable today. One of the most interesting facts about the 1967 penny is that it does not have a mint mark. Unlike other years, when pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco with distinct markings, 1967 was part of a 3-year period, 1965 to 1967, when the mint removed all mint marks. This was done to discourage coin hoarding, as collectors were snatching up mint-marked coins faster than they could circulate. Without mint marks, all 1967 pennies look identical at first glance. But collectors have found that not all of them were created equally. Some were struck more sharply, others on slightly different planchets, and a few with striking errors that make them stand out dramatically among ordinary coins. It is those rare minting anomalies that can turn a 1-cent piece into a treasure worth thousands. Imagine, for instance, a 1967 Lincoln penny with a doubled die obverse. The doubling on the letters of Liberty or the date 1967 can be seen clearly with a magnifying glass. These errors occurred when the die struck the design onto the coin more than once, slightly out of alignment. Collectors adore such pieces because each one tells of a unique, unrepeatable mistake made by the mint's machinery. Another variation that excites collectors is the 1967 Lincoln penny struck on a wrong planchet. Occasionally, coins were accidentally struck on the metal disc meant for another denomination, like a dime or foreign coin. Such errors are exceedingly rare and make those pennies worth a small fortune in the numismatic world. When it comes to condition, the value of the 1967 penny rises dramatically as the coin's grade improves. A circulated coin might fetch only a few cents, but an uncirculated, mint-state coin, especially one preserved in brilliant red color, can attract the attention of serious collectors. These bright, fiery red cents are the most desirable, showing no trace of wear, as if they had just left the mint's presses yesterday. The color of a copper coin is a key indicator of its condition. Over time, copper darkens from bright red to brown. A 1967 penny that remains in red mint state can command far higher prices than a dull brown one. This difference might seem small to the untrained eye, but to collectors, it's everything. During 1967, billions of Lincoln cents were produced, and most of them vanished into circulation, used for candy, soda, and newspapers. But tucked away in a coin jar or safely stored in an old collection could be one of the rare variants that numismatists now hunt with passion. It's incredible to think that a penny once spent on a morning newspaper might now be worth thousands. The absence of the mint mark has led to endless curiosity about where each coin came from. Some experts believe that minor variations in striking pressure and metal composition hint at different mints' involvement, even without the official marks. This mystery only adds to the coin's charm and historical significance. Collectors often say that what makes the 1967 Lincoln penny fascinating isn't just its rarity but the era it represents. It's a coin born from the mint's struggle to modernize and from America's transition between old and new money systems. It reflects a time when every coin was a small but essential part of the country's financial heartbeat. To a casual observer, the penny might seem too common to hold value. But those who take the time to study its features, its edges, its lettering, its shine, know that the difference between an ordinary cent and a rare treasure can be as thin as a hair. When you look at the front of the 1967 Lincoln penny, you see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, his profile strong and dignified. The word liberty and the date 1967 appear beside him, symbols of a nation that still reveres its history and its heroes. The reverse side, featuring the Lincoln Memorial, carries its own story of craftsmanship and meaning, a tribute to the structure that houses the statue of the man who changed America forever. Some 1967 pennies feature striking clarity in the details of the Lincoln Memorial. The columns are sharp, and the tiny statue of Lincoln within the building is visible to the naked eye, a feature collectors love to find in well-struck examples. The more defined the details, the higher the potential value. Beyond errors and grades, there are coins that have survived decades untouched, sealed in mint sets by the U.S. Mint. These sets, preserved by collectors or families, often contain pristine examples of the year's coinage. Occasionally, a 1967 penny from such a set surprises experts with its immaculate condition and deep, glowing color. Some coin experts recommend checking older mint sets, as the 1967 pennies inside may have toned beautifully over time. Natural toning, those blue, purple, or golden hues, can enhance a coin's visual appeal and market desirability. For coin enthusiasts, finding a 1967 penny in brilliant red condition, free of scratches or blemishes, is like discovering a time capsule from an era long past. It's a connection to the mint's history, to Lincoln's legacy, and to America's journey through change. Even now, numismatists carefully examine rolls of 1967 pennies, searching for that one special piece, the doubled die, the off-center strike, or the coin struck on the wrong metal. Each discovery tells a new chapter in the continuing story of this remarkable year in U.S. coinage. The thrill of uncovering such a coin is like striking gold. To imagine that a penny, once pocket change, could be worth more than a luxury car is almost unbelievable. But it's true, those rare examples do exist, and they are coveted by collectors worldwide. Every coin collector dreams of being the one who finds a hidden gem among ordinary coins. That's why enthusiasts continue to check their old jars, drawers, and inherited coin albums. Because hidden among them could be one of those extremely rare 1967 Lincoln pennies that changes everything. It's not just about the money, it's about the story, the connection to history, and the feeling of discovering something that the world has overlooked for decades. Each 1967 penny carries that potential, that whisper of mystery, that spark of hope. If you have old coins lying around, especially Lincoln cents from the 1960s, it's worth taking a close look. You never know when you might be holding a valuable treasure right in your hand. Check the date, inspect for errors, and see if the color still shines bright red. That small step could reveal something extraordinary. Collectors have paid astonishing prices for the finest examples of this coin. The combination of rarity, perfect condition, and unique minting history makes certain 1967 Lincoln pennies among the most valuable 1-cent coins ever discovered. So, next time you come across a 1967 penny, don't just pass it by. Study it carefully, for it may be more than just a simple cent. It may be a piece of American history and a ticket to an incredible reward. The beauty of coin collecting lies in these surprises. Ordinary objects suddenly become rare treasures when time, circumstance, and a little bit of luck work together. And the 1967 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of that magic. Collectors and historians alike continue to celebrate this remarkable coin for its craftsmanship, its place in American history, and its hidden potential to astonish anyone lucky enough to find a rare one. And now, here comes the most exciting part, the value. Yes, a rare 1967 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny in exceptional mint condition, especially with unique errors or pristine red color, has been valued at an astounding amount. That coin's worth has been recorded as $165,000. That if you have any old coins, especially from the 1960s, do share about them in the comments below. Our channel loves to explore viewers' coins and give valuable information about them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so that more collectors can join our growing community of coin enthusiasts. Top 2. There's something truly captivating about an old coin that's traveled through time, carrying whispers of history in its copper shell. Among those coins, the 1977 Lincoln 1-cent penny stands quietly but proudly, an everyday coin that most people overlook, yet one that hides stories of craftsmanship, mystery, and unexpected fortune. What makes this small coin from the late 1970s so special is how a single detail, an error, or its flawless preservation can turn an ordinary cent into a collector's dream worth a small fortune today. The 1977 Lincoln penny is more than just a piece of metal, it's a bridge between generations. It carries the face of one of America's most respected presidents, Abraham Lincoln, and the story of a nation that continued to evolve long after his time. Minted during an era of political change and economic uncertainty, this little penny has come to represent the resilience of American coinage and the fascination that collectors still hold for these historic pieces. When you hold a 1977 Lincoln penny, you're holding a design that has stood the test of time. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Lincoln, first introduced in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head shines the word Liberty, and beside it, the date, 1977. These familiar details have made the penny one of the most recognized coins in the world, but not all 1977 pennies are equal, and therein lies the treasure. In 1977, the United States Mint produced pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Denver bear the small D mint mark, and those from San Francisco were produced mostly as proof coins, marked with an S. The Philadelphia Mint coins, as usual, carry no mint mark. But within these mintings, certain rare errors and flawless examples have made specific 1977 pennies highly valuable today. The most sought-after 1977 pennies are those that feature doubling errors, known as double die varieties. On some of these rare coins, you can see doubling on the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or even the date, 1977, itself. This error occurred when the coin die struck the design more than once, slightly off position each time. Collectors go wild for such coins because no two are ever exactly alike. Another rare find among 1977 pennies is the one struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a penny that was mistakenly minted on a dime silver-colored planchet. The result is a coin that looks unlike any other, lighter, smaller, and shockingly different in color. These accidental creations are extremely scarce and can fetch enormous prices in auctions when they appear. The metal composition of the 1977 penny also holds its own charm. It was struck from 95% copper and 5% zinc, a traditional formula that would soon change just a few years later in 1982, when the mint switched to copper-plated zinc. That makes the 1977 penny one of the last full copper issues, adding a layer of nostalgia for collectors who appreciate the genuine weight and tone of true copper coins. Copper, as a metal, ages beautifully. Over time, it develops a natural patina that gives older pennies their distinctive color, shifting from fiery red to mellow brown. But if you happen to find a 1977 penny that still glows with its original red luster, untouched by years of circulation, you could be looking at a coin that collectors would pay handsomely for. The grade of the coin, its condition, is what often determines its true value. Coins that have been in circulation lose some of their detail and color, but uncirculated examples, especially those with a brilliant red shine, can be worth a great deal. Some mint state (MS) examples graded by professional services have sold for astonishing sums simply because they were preserved perfectly for nearly half a century. And then there are proof coins. The 1977 S-proof pennies were made at the San Francisco Mint for collectors, and they feature mirror-like fields and razor-sharp details. These coins never circulated and were struck multiple times to ensure a flawless design. If a proof coin from that year remains sealed and untouched, its brilliance can be breathtaking, and so can its market price. Even small details can elevate a 1977 penny from ordinary to exceptional. Coins that have strong strikes with clearly defined features, minimal contact marks, and vivid color are in high demand. And among them, those with unique die varieties or minting flaws can bring out the fierce competition at coin shows and auctions. Each year, collectors around the world continue to examine their old jars, pocket change, and inherited collections, hoping to find that one special 1977 penny that could change their luck. It's this thrill of the hunt, the possibility that something so small could be so valuable, that keeps the world of coin collecting alive and exciting. The reverse of the 1977 penny features the majestic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely at a well-struck coin, you can even see the tiny seated statue of Abraham Lincoln between the columns, a detail that amazes many who never noticed it before. It's a testament to the artistry and precision that went into creating these coins. For decades, the Lincoln Memorial reverse has been a symbol of unity, strength, and remembrance. The fact that millions of people have held it in their hands makes every penny a piece of shared history. But only a few among those millions hide the rare qualities that make them worth a fortune today. Some collectors have discovered 1977 pennies that show signs of off-center striking, where part of the design is missing or misaligned. Others have found coins with missing letters or even partial brockages, where one side of the coin bears the impression of another. These errors are the result of mechanical mishaps during production and are treasured as unique pieces of minting history. The fun part is that you don't need to be an expert to find one. Anyone can examine their spare change, their old coin boxes, or the coins passed down from grandparents. Sometimes, the rarest treasures are sitting right under our noses. A 1977 penny that has survived decades without losing its brilliance or detail can easily capture a collector's heart. Its sharp portrait, its clean strike, and its deep red copper glow tell a story of careful preservation and historical value. Each of these coins connects us to a past when the value of a penny was more than just a cent. It was a symbol of trust in the nation's economy. For coin enthusiasts, there's also an emotional connection to these older coins. They represent the artistry, precision, and human effort behind the minting process. Every imperfection, every variation, and every hidden error reflects a moment in time that can never be repeated. When people discover a rare 1977 penny, it's not just the money that excites them, it's the realization that they've uncovered a hidden chapter in America's history. A simple coin that once passed through countless hands suddenly becomes a prized possession, admired and preserved for generations. Numismatists often remind new collectors that rarity and condition are everything. Two coins with the same date can have wildly different values based on how they were struck, how they aged, and what unusual features they carry. That's what makes collecting so fascinating. It's part science, part art, and part pure luck. Over the years, stories have surfaced of people finding rare 1977 pennies in the most unexpected places, inside old piggy banks, among dusty coin rolls, or tucked away in change jars. Each discovery adds to the legend of the 1977 Lincoln penny, turning ordinary people into accidental treasure hunters. Even today, coin shows and auctions feature these coins prominently, with collectors eager to inspect every detail, searching for that flawless strike or that elusive doubling. The excitement never fades, and the demand for these rare pieces continues to grow. What makes the 1977 penny truly enchanting is its balance of familiarity and rarity. It's a coin everyone knows but few truly understand. It reminds us that sometimes, the most valuable things in life are the ones we least expect. The Lincoln penny remains a symbol of American endurance, a small coin with a huge legacy. From 1909 to the present, it has witnessed countless changes, yet it continues to inspire curiosity, respect, and admiration from collectors all around the world. And if you happen to be one of those lucky individuals who discovers a 1977 Lincoln 1-cent penny in perfect condition, or bearing a rare minting error, you might be holding a hidden treasure of immense worth. Because a rare 1977 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny in extraordinary mint state condition has been valued at an astonishing amount of $115,000. That if you have any old coins, especially Lincoln pennies from the 1970s, make sure to tell us about them in the comments below. Our channel loves to explore viewers' coins and share detailed information about their value and rarity. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so that more collectors can join our growing community of coin enthusiasts. Top 3. In the vast history of American coins, few hold a story as quietly captivating as the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny. It may seem like just another small copper coin, the kind you find rolling around in old drawers or tucked into forgotten jars. But for collectors, the 1978 penny represents the closing chapter of an era, a moment just before great changes swept through the United States Mint. And within that year's production hides a mystery that continues to fascinate treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts to this very day. The 1978 penny carries the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design first introduced in 1909 by Victor David Brenner to honor the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Over the decades, that familiar face has seen the nation change, grow, and evolve, but in 1978, it remained a proud symbol of endurance and unity. Each coin struck that year told a story of American tradition holding strong in a time of transition. Minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, the 1978 Lincoln penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a composition that gave the coin its deep, rich color and durability. At the time, copper was still affordable enough to use in everyday coinage, and the penny had a satisfying weight that made it feel substantial in your hand. Nobody could have guessed that just a few years later, this same formula would vanish forever. The obverse of the 1978 penny features Lincoln's profile facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," arching above his head, "Liberty," to his left, and the year 1978 engraved just below his chin. The Denver Mint coins carry the small letter, D, below the date, while those from Philadelphia bear no mint mark at all. Simple yet powerful, this design has become one of the most iconic in American coinage. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the grand image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, a majestic structure that mirrors Lincoln's spirit of strength and equality. If you look closely at the base of the memorial, you can even see the tiny outline of Lincoln's statue inside, a tribute to the man whose likeness appears on the other side. At first glance, every 1978 penny might appear identical. But in the world of numismatics, small differences can mean the world. Certain minting flaws, rare die variations, and striking errors can transform an ordinary penny into a collector's treasure worth thousands of dollars. And the 1978 series, though often overlooked, is no exception. During that year, millions of pennies were struck, but not all were perfect. Some coins were produced using worn dies, creating weak or doubled impressions on the words or date. Others suffered from off-center strikes, broad strikes, or lamination errors, tiny flaws that happened during the minting process but now add immense collector value. One of the most exciting varieties that emerged from 1978 is the double die obverse penny. In this rare type, you can see slight doubling in the date or inscriptions such as "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Under magnification, these features stand out clearly, making them highly desirable for collectors. Then there are the off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin blank wasn't perfectly aligned during striking. Depending on how far off-center the image is, these can be extremely valuable. Some even display partial design details or curved edges that give them a unique and striking appearance. The 1978 D Lincoln cent is especially popular among collectors due to the precision of the Denver Mint's production. However, a few Denver coins with die cracks or planchet flaws have surfaced, and these command special interest because they're so uncommon. Even small imperfections can elevate a coin's rarity when found in excellent condition. When collectors search for 1978 pennies, they often focus on high-grade examples, those with little to no wear, full red luster, and sharp design details. A coin preserved in pristine condition from that year can be surprisingly valuable, especially when graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Most pennies from 1978 have circulated for decades, showing the scratches and dull tones that come from years of handling. But once in a while, a mint-fresh specimen turns up, bright, gleaming, and almost flawless. These untouched examples give us a glimpse into what these coins looked like the day they left the mint over 40 years ago. Beyond condition and rarity, the 1978 penny holds emotional significance as well. It was the last full year before the great composition change of the early 1980s, when rising copper prices forced the mint to switch to a cheaper zinc core. In many ways, 1978 marked the end of America's true copper penny, a farewell to a metal that had served faithfully since 1909. Collectors often say that holding a 1978 penny feels different from holding a modern one. It's heavier, warmer in color, and somehow more alive, a connection to the past when the penny was still crafted from genuine copper rather than a thin-plated substitute. Even more fascinating are the stories of people who unknowingly carried rare 1978 errors in their pockets, spending them without realizing their hidden value. Some of these coins later resurfaced in circulation or coin rolls, sparking excitement among those lucky enough to find them. There have also been rare cases of 1978 pennies struck on foreign planchets or leftover blanks from other coin denominations. These minting mistakes create unusual colors or weights that set them apart immediately from regular cents, and they've been known to fetch stunning prices at auction. The charm of the 1978 Lincoln cent lies in its blend of simplicity and hidden mystery. To most people, it's just a small coin. But to collectors, it's a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can carry extraordinary stories, if you take the time to look closer. For those who love coin roll hunting, 1978 pennies are still relatively easy to find. But among those thousands of coins, a rare gem could be hiding, an heir of variety, a high-grade survivor, or even an experimental piece that slipped through unnoticed. The coin's design, artistry, and material all combine to make it an enduring favorite. Whether bright red or softly toned from age, each 1978 penny tells its own story, linking the hands of those who once used it with those who now treasure it. Collectors often say that the 1978 penny represents the calm before the storm, the year before the massive coinage shifts of the 1980s began. It's a symbol of craftsmanship, heritage, and the quiet beauty of American minting at its best. Every time you hold one, imagine the world of 1978, the songs, the headlines, the lives being lived, and realize that this small coin was there, passing through countless hands, carrying a silent piece of history. It's incredible to think that a coin once worth a single cent could, under the right circumstances, be worth a small fortune today. The allure of finding such a treasure keeps collectors searching tirelessly through rolls and jars, dreaming of that one perfect discovery, and so, the 1978 Lincoln penny continues to capture hearts and imaginations. It bridges generations, connects the past with the present, and invites us all to look more closely at the everyday coins we often overlook. So, if you ever come across a 1978 penny that looks unusual, perhaps with a double design, off-center strike, or especially sharp shine, set it aside. You might just be holding a hidden gem from America's copper age, because a rare, perfectly preserved 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny with special minting characteristics has been valued at an astonishing amount of $110,000. If you have a 1978 penny in your collection or recently found one that looks unusual, let us know about it in the comments below. Our channel loves helping viewers learn more about their coins and uncover their hidden stories. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin discoveries and rare coin facts, and make sure to like this video to help more collectors join our growing community of coin lovers. Top 4. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes, the smallest ones hold the biggest surprises. The 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a humble copper coin most people have held in their hands without a second thought, carries within it a fascinating history and, in some rare cases, a staggering value. This unassuming penny, minted over 4 decades ago, has found its place among collectors' hearts, not just for its design, but for the rare treasures that some versions of it have become. The 1979 Lincoln penny was minted during a time of change, innovation, and economic challenge in the United States. The late 1970s were years of transition, where inflation affected everything from grocery prices to coin production. Yet, the U.S. Mint continued to strike billions of pennies, ensuring that every American pocket would hold a tiny piece of history, one that many didn't know would someday become valuable beyond imagination. This penny carries the proud portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has remained a beloved symbol of honesty and leadership since its introduction in 1909. Victor David Brenner's design had by then stood the test of time for 70 years, and its enduring elegance was as iconic in 1979 as it had been at the start of the century. When you look closely at the obverse of a 1979 Lincoln penny, you'll notice Lincoln's detailed profile facing right, with the word "Liberty" to his left, the national motto, "In God We Trust," above, and the date, 1979, near the edge. Below that date may sit a small letter, a mint mark that reveals where your penny was born. Each one tells a slightly different story, depending on the mint that produced it. At IN 1979, pennies were minted in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carried no mint mark at all. Denver pennies bore a small d below the date, and San Francisco produced special collector's proof coins marked with an S. Each mint had its own level of precision and quality, and differences between them can make some coins stand out to collectors. The metal composition of the 1979 penny also connects it to a fading era of American coinage. Like its predecessors, it was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Just a few years later, in 1982, this classic composition would change forever when the mint switched to copper-plated zinc due to rising metal costs. That makes the 1979 penny one of the last full copper issues, a detail that collectors cherish deeply, but not all 1979 pennies are created equal. Some have unique errors or special features that make them stand out dramatically from the billions of ordinary ones. These minting errors are what truly capture collectors' imaginations and can make a coin worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. One of the most well-known types of error is the double die. In some rare cases, the die that strikes the coin shifts slightly between strikes, creating a visible doubling in the design. On 1979 pennies, this doubling can appear on the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," or even on the date itself. These coins, called double die obverse varieties, are highly sought after and can fetch significant sums at auction. Another fascinating error type for the 1979 penny is the off-center strike. If a coin was not perfectly aligned during minting, the design could appear noticeably off-center, leaving part of the coin blank. Depending on how extreme the misalignment is, these coins can become extremely collectible. Then there are the even rarer wrong planchet errors, pennies that were accidentally struck on metal discs meant for another coin, such as a dime or even a foreign coin. These minting mistakes are extraordinarily scarce, and each one is unique. Their odd color, weight, or size makes them instantly recognizable to trained eyes, and incredibly valuable. Beyond the fascinating world of mint errors, condition plays a major role in determining a coin's worth. Most 1979 pennies circulated widely, passing through countless hands and developing scratches, dulling, or discoloration. But a few survived untouched, stored safely in mint sets, or forgotten in drawers, retaining their original, perfect surfaces. Those uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS-67 or higher, can be worth far more than you might imagine. The Philadelphia Mint, producing coins without mint marks, struck an enormous number of 1979 pennies. Most of these were spent quickly, but a few exceptional ones were struck with unusual sharpness and precision. These rare, high-grade Philadelphia cents are prized by collectors for their clean details and flawless surfaces. Denver, on the other hand, produced its share of high-quality coins as well, and 1979 D pennies in brilliant red condition are among the most stunning examples of late copper coinage. Even the tiniest mark or discoloration can affect the value, which makes perfectly preserved examples incredibly special. And then there's San Francisco's contribution, the 1979 S-proof pennies. These coins were never meant for circulation. Instead, they were made for collectors, struck multiple times with polished dies to achieve mirror-like fields and frosted designs. The result is a breathtaking coin that glows with precision and beauty. Within the proof coins themselves, there are even rarer distinctions. The 1979 S-proof comes in 2 different varieties, the Type 1 with a blurry-looking S mint mark, and the Type 2 with a sharply defined S. The Type 2 proofs are far scarcer and command a strong premium among collectors who know the difference. For those who enjoy the artistry of coins, the reverse of the 1979 penny offers a classic view of American heritage, the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Look closely at a well-struck coin, and you can see even the tiny statue of Abraham Lincoln seated within the monument. It's one of the most remarkable miniature details in U.S. coin design, visible only under magnification. A crisp, detailed reverse adds to a coin's appeal. Collectors especially look for examples where the steps of the Lincoln Memorial are fully visible and sharply defined, a feature known as full steps. These coins tend to receive higher grades and command higher prices. Over the years, countless people have discovered rare 1979 pennies tucked away in jars, boxes, or old collections. Many of these coins sat untouched for decades, waiting to reveal their hidden worth. Sometimes, a coin that looks ordinary to the naked eye turns out to be an exceptional rarity once examined by an expert. The thrill of such discoveries keeps collectors searching. The idea that a simple 1-cent coin could be worth thousands ignites the imagination. It's a reminder that history hides in plain sight, and that treasures don't always come in gold or silver, they can come in copper, too. Coin experts often recommend checking every 1979 penny carefully, especially those with unusual shine, thickness, or markings. Even the slightest difference from the norm can mean the coin is something special. And with professional grading services available today, it's easier than ever to confirm whether a coin is truly rare. High-grade examples of the 1979 penny have brought impressive prices at auctions. Collectors are drawn to coins that represent the final years of America's true copper coinage, coins that capture the spirit of an era before modern materials took over. These pennies are more than collectibles, they're small pieces of living history. Each one tells a story of America's economy, its artistry, and the countless people who have carried these coins through the years. They've witnessed transactions, travels, and stories untold, and yet they endure, gleaming with quiet dignity. The 1979 Lincoln penny serves as a reminder that even in the simplest of things, there can be great beauty and hidden value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, searching through your coins can open the door to discoveries that connect you directly to America's past. So, the next time you come across a 1979 penny, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Take a closer look. You might be holding something extraordinary, something that bridges decades and tells a story all its own, because a rare, mint-condition 1979 United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny, with unique errors, perfect color, and exceptional preservation, has been valued at an astonishing amount of $105,000. That if you have any old coins at home, especially Lincoln cents from the 1970s, share about them in the comments below. Our channel loves to explore viewers' coins and give detailed information about their value and rarity. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating coin stories, and make sure to like this video so that more collectors can join our growing community of coin enthusiasts. Top 5. The year 1982 marked one of the most fascinating turning points in the history of the Lincoln 1-cent penny, a year that forever changed the way America's smallest coin was made. At first glance, the 1982 Lincoln penny may look like every other cent you've ever seen. But beneath that familiar copper color lies a secret, a story of transition, experimentation, and discovery that makes this particular year one of the most intriguing in U.S. coinage history. The Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 7 decades by 1982, proudly bearing the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. From the moment it first appeared in 1909, this coin became a symbol of American pride, history, and endurance. But by the early 1980s, something unexpected was happening. The cost of copper was rising, and the United States Mint had a problem. For decades, every Lincoln penny had been made of solid copper, a metal that gave the coin its distinct reddish glow and lasting quality. But by 1982, the value of copper itself was becoming too expensive. It was costing nearly as much to make a penny as the coin was actually worth. The Mint needed a new, cheaper solution that would keep production practical without sacrificing appearance. So in 1982, an enormous change took place behind the scenes. The Mint decided to change the penny's composition from solid copper to a lighter, cheaper metal core, zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper to keep its familiar look. This transition was supposed to be smooth, but in reality, it created one of the most complex and collectible years in Lincoln penny history. Instead of one simple version of the 1982 penny, there ended up being 7 different varieties. Some were made of the old copper alloy, while others were struck with the new zinc planchets. To make things even more interesting, the coins were produced in both small date and large date formats, from 2 different mints, Philadelphia and Denver. That combination made 1982 a playground for collectors. Let's take a closer look. The copper pennies of 1982 weighed about 3.11 grams, while the new zinc-based pennies weighed only 2.5 grams. At first glance, they look identical, but that tiny difference in weight reveals their true nature. Collectors today often use precise scales to distinguish between the two. That small change in metal composition marked the end of a 73-year copper legacy. The mint never stopped production during the transition, meaning copper and zinc cents were both struck throughout the year. Because of this overlap, 1982 is the only year in history where both metal compositions were produced at the same time in such large quantities. This has fascinated collectors for decades and continues to fuel a hunt for rare and unusual combinations. Among these combinations, the 1982 D small date copper penny became the stuff of legend. While Denver was supposed to produce mostly zinc coins, a very small number of copper planchets were accidentally used, resulting in an ultra-rare variety that became one of the most sought-after modern errors in U.S. coin history. The difference between small date and large date varieties lies in the design of the numerals. In the small date version, the digits of 1982 are thinner and the 2 sits higher, while in the large date version, the numbers are thicker and more evenly aligned. To the untrained eye, the difference is subtle, but to collectors, it can mean the difference between a common penny and a small fortune. That if you find a 1982 penny with a D mint mark that weighs around 3.11 grams, it could be one of those extraordinary rarities. Only a few confirmed examples are known, and when one surfaces, it makes headlines in the numismatic world. These coins combine the rare copper composition with a Denver mint mark, a combination that wasn't supposed to exist in theory but did. Due to minting oversight, Philadelphia also produced its share of both copper and zinc cents in 1982. Since Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, identifying them depends entirely on their weight and date style. Collectors often use magnifying glasses and precision scales to study every detail, hoping to uncover something remarkable. The copper to zinc transition also caused a host of interesting minting errors. Some coins were struck on the wrong planchet, leading to odd weights or unusual appearances. Others had die cracks, filled letters, or doubling effects caused by minor mechanical shifts during production. These imperfections, though accidental, are what collectors love most, as they make each coin one of a kind. The change from copper to zinc had other long-term effects, too. Copper coins tend to age gracefully, often developing rich tones and natural beauty. Zinc pennies, on the other hand, corrode easily when damaged, revealing their silvery gray core beneath the copper plating. This makes high-grade zinc 1982 pennies much harder to find in pristine condition. Another intriguing part of this story is the public's reaction at the time. Many Americans didn't even realize that their pennies had changed. The coins looked the same, felt almost the same, and were accepted everywhere. Yet, deep inside, they were completely different. Only later did collectors begin to uncover the complexity and variety that made 1982 stand out from every other year. For coin collectors, this year became a treasure hunt. People began weighing their pennies, comparing dates, and identifying the tiniest differences. It became almost like a national pastime. Every household jar of pennies held the possibility of a rare find worth thousands. The design of the 1982 Lincoln penny itself remained true to tradition. The obverse still features Lincoln's dignified profile facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date below. The reverse carries the classic image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, a symbol of unity and strength, and one that connects directly to Lincoln's legacy. In the 1982 proof set struck by the San Francisco Mint, the coins gleam with mirror-like finishes and sharp details, intended exclusively for collectors. These proof coins, made in both copper and zinc, add another layer of depth to the 1982 story, representing a moment when art, history, and science all met at the minting press. Some collectors even prefer to own one of each 1982 variety, a full set of 7 different coins. It's a challenging collection to complete, but one that tells the full story of this extraordinary transition year. The enduring fascination with 1982 pennies comes not just from their rarity or value, but from what they represent: a shift in American coinage, a reflection of economic change, and a link between past and future. They capture a moment when something old was ending, and something new was beginning. For many, the discovery of a rare 1982 D small date copper penny has been life-changing. Ordinary people have found these coins in pocket change, coin rolls, or inherited collections, never realizing they were holding something extraordinary. The excitement of that possibility keeps treasure hunters searching to this day. Numismatists, experts who study coins, have confirmed only a handful of genuine 1982 small date copper pennies. Each verified coin is unique, authenticated, and often sold at prestigious auctions for eye-opening prices. These discoveries prove that history can be found in the most unexpected places, even in the palm of your hand. When you hold a 1982 penny, you're not just holding 1 cent. You're holding a piece of a pivotal moment in time, a story of innovation, adaptation, and a bit of minting mystery. Every mark, weight, and curve tells a story about America's evolving identity through its currency. It's worth checking every penny you find, especially those from 1982. A simple household scale could be the tool that uncovers something amazing. You never know when one of these small copper treasures might appear, quietly waiting to change someone's life. So next time you find an old penny in your change jar or pocket, take a closer look at the date. Feel the weight. Look at the design. That little coin might carry a story worth far more than you think, because a rare, perfectly preserved, small date 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny, made of copper and struck in Denver, has been valued at an astonishing amount of $90,000. That if you have any 1982 pennies at home, especially those with unusual weight, tone, or appearance, share about them in the comments below. Our channel loves helping viewers discover the stories and values behind their coins. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating coin discoveries, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join our growing community of coin lovers.